Yes, guys, welcome back to Chelsea Till I Die TV. My name is Jacob. This is your day after video after Chelsea beat Fulham 3-2 at Craven Cottage, 8 p.m. Kickoff. We've got Yosef from Yosef Chelsea Blues and Kashi from Blues Fan TV. How are we doing?
All good.
Yeah, man. Doing good. Feeling great after the result last night. Yeah, amazing. Feeling great. 3 points in the bag. Can't complain, man.
Feeling great. Feeling tired, I'm assuming. Yosef, we'll start with you. What time did you get home?
You already know this. 2 a.m.
Kashi, I don't know if I want to ask you this question, but what time did you get home?
Yeah, I'm just literally getting home about 30 minutes ago, man. Yeah, because I can't come back home last night. I had to go back to my hotel, have some sleep and, obviously come back today. So it's been a long 24 hours for me. So,
Wow.
I want to ask you a question because after, like yesterday, it took me 2 hours to get from Stamford Bridge to Craven Cottage before the game.
yeah.
You don't need that Domino's because we ended up walking, ended up near Victoria, got a bus, then walked, then got another bus, and then got a tube.
Yeah.
Mate, the amount of steps I done yesterday. Right, in fact, do you guys know how to get your step count up?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wonder, like, because I've done so many steps yesterday, right? Everyone, right? How many steps you done?
I probably didn't do that many.
I've done 21,457. I would show it, but then but then you would see the amount of steps I've done around then, and it wouldn't really look good. But
do you want to guess how many I did, Jacob? Yesterday.
He's up there. The light.
Oh wow. No, but like.
Yeah. Go on.
Do you want to guess how much I did?
0. Average day.
Obviously not.
I'm joking.
A rough guess.
400. No. 4,567.
14,370.
Good job.
Yeah.
Mate, this is more like a fitness channel than a Chelsea channel, mate. Kashi, how many steps did you do, mate?
I didn't do much, to be honest, because obviously I was able to take the bus to Craven Cottage, so I didn't walk much, but I think I'm around 12,350 something, 352, I think.
So you're around like where a lot of.
Yeah, because obviously when I was going back to Boham Hood, it's very, very late night, so I had to drop off at the train station and walk a little bit more. So that's the only way I could get that long, cover that long distance. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, Fulham fans yesterday trying to talk to the game apart from fitness, and I started the conversation, so it's my fault. Fulham fans were singing there's only one team in Fulham.
And we know who that is.
Well,
Chelsea.
Well, technically, Fulham don't even play in Fulham. It's like we don't even play in Chelsea. They play in, mate, they're just a bus stop in Putney at the end of the day. And we showed them that.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with you. And one thing I really worried about Fulham is, can they even play Champions League in that ground? I think they might have to, come to the bridge and say, look, guys, can we make use of your ground and things like that? So, to me, Fulham is just.
Can I just say before you go, Yosef? Well, if we were going to move stadium, we were going to have to potentially play at Craven Cottage. So that could have been us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been us. So, well,
I'm just saying that the stadium is too small. I don't think it's to me. What I'm just trying to say is like nobody knows who Fulhams are. London, West London, and the whole London belongs to the Blues. So
boys, I think there's more people.
Yeah.
Have you ever met someone that's a Fulham fan? I think I've met about two or three. Like
yeah, I've met Fulham fans. Yeah.
To be fair, I don't. Yeah.
The only place I've ever met Fulham fans is Fulham Ground, Craven Cottage.
Yeah.
no one else around the world or somewhere else, support Fulham. So I've never seen any Fulham fan. Yeah, there's one of my friends yesterday came. He came from Southampton. He support Fulham, but that was a very, very weird one. Very, very weird.
Mate,
But
fair enough. I
it's not common.
respect the
Yeah. So
grind. Respect the
Yes.
grind. Oh, well,
Oh.
look, I guess. Well, I guess they're not going to be spying on anyone if they're a Fulham fan rather than a Southampton fan. So, do
Yeah.
you know what? Right, that spy thing. Southampton fans were as fault with that. I think that they would have just got a fine if the Southampton fans weren't singing "We are Southampton, we'll spy when we want." They just made it inherently worse. But yeah, like it's like the thing, right? The Fulham Brentford derby. It shouldn't be called the West London derby. It should be the no fans West London derby. Because like Joseph, have you even really met many Fulham fans?
Like gosh, I think I've met 2.
Exactly. I've met 2 as well. One of them was a goalkeeper from my old football club, and that went well. But
I've met well, when you say Brentford, I've actually only met one Brentford fan, and he's one of my mates from my university.
mate, do you know what?
He's actually a decent guy. He's actually a decent guy, to be fair. Shout out
Do
to
you
you,
know,
Mason.
at
Shout
university,
out to you, Mason, if you're watching. But yeah, you're the only
mate,
Brentford fan I've ever met.
like university, I know you meet so many different types of people. You meet a very broad variety of people. So it's like meeting a North Korean meeting a Brentford player. So there you
Listen,
go.
like you can become mates in the weirdest way possible. Like I don't know if you saw, but the guy on the Football Circle podcast that I'm on,
Yeah.
that I've created, the Man United fan. Do you want to know the story of how me and him became friends?
Okay. Go on.
Like literally, I know this is going off topic, but like we were in the you know how you have like these assembly halls, yeah?
Yeah.
I was in the row in front of him. I was just sitting on my own, and then there was this thing going on. It was some conference, and we were having a little break, and I was just sipping my water because I had nothing to do. I was on my phone, and I hear this guy behind me. Yeah, I hear this guy chatting about football, and I see he's wearing an England shirt. So I was like, oh, okay, let me go chat to this guy. Let me make friends with this guy.
Wait, so
And
we
then,
talk about and this right. These shows you'll have the biggest laugh, right? Because we're not. Oh, it sounds really bad, but we're not really football experts like that. We talk our opinions, we talk sense as much as we can. Might be a bit debatable with you, Joseph. I'm joking. I'm only joking. No, I'm joking. Well, no, only a bit right now. But we have a laugh on here, and we talk about literally anything, anything that's not football normally. But it's a good story, right? What's the next
yeah.
one? There was a guy behind me at the co-op. We got talking to him because we're on Earth, and I found out that he was from North Korea. What is that? The next story? story.
Fair enough. Listen, you meet people in strange ways sometimes, so
Mate, this is more like talking fan TV. This.
Listen, sometimes you got to go with it, innit? Sometimes
You
you
gotta
got to
go with it. And as I say, I like telling stories about games and that through metaphors and other logic. I try to make these shows easy to listen to. Yeah.
I've always found it quite funny to relate stuff about Chelsea to where I was in my life.
Yeah.
So you know the season when we finished 12th. That year was the year I did my GCSEs.
The GCSEs were like the football season.
Luckily not. I actually did pass them, but mate, it got to a point where I was skipping Chelsea games for revision.
Mate,
I wasn't even watching Chelsea. I'd be like, I'd be like, oh, we've conceded to Southampton, you know. Oh, I don't care. Let me just continue revising, you know.
Mate, I might need you to be my GCSE tutor.
You
What's your
don't want
price?
that. You don't want that.
No, I definitely don't. Wait, can we say right? Trying to go back to the game. Wonder
Yeah.
how long this is gonna last. That Josh King is an absolute baller. He's the
You know
sort of
what?
player I want at Chelsea, right? I know it was one game, but the way he played, I know a lot of Fulham fans thought that he's going to do really well this season, from what I've read. The way he played, that's the midfielder I want at Chelsea.
He
Not
did
a
that
player
to
like
us
Enzo
last year.
Fernandez.
He did that to us last year, if you remember, but his goal got unfairly chalked off.
Well, we're not complaining, are we?
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
when young players are being given opportunity to play football, it's really really amazing. And then when you look at the situation of King, it's quite different. I don't really see him doing that at Chelsea or any other big club in in the league because you don't have time to express yourself a lot. There's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of criticism, and a lot of things coming around you. As much as it, if he had performed that way for Chelsea, I'm just saying, if he was a Chelsea player and really did perform yesterday, a lot of pundits will have been saying he's a world class footballer. He's a world class, he's a top, he's a this. And the next game, if he's having a bad game, he's not going to be able to take that much criticism. So that guy is a promising player. The way I see him yesterday, the confidence was great. One of the problem that we've got yesterday was King. He was just running around and doing his things comfortably. But let's not forget he's playing for Fulham. If he comes to Chelsea or any other big club in England, it's gonna
Yeah,
be a
but I
difficult
mean, to
one.
be fair,
So
most of
Bigger
our
pressure
players
on.
come. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but to be fair, where do most of our players come from? Not big teams, do they? Have we signed a player from a top 10 team in Europe in the last?
Armour.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Who else? Fair enough.
yeah, I mean, you can even talk about Joao Pedro. I think Brighton is one of those, team that you
Or-
can't look down on them. They've been finishing in the top 10 for past 3, 4 seasons. They've been really doing well as well. So yeah. But like you said, all these guys are also coming from academy. The problem is, are we patient enough to give these young guys opportunity? Look at Josh Archempong yesterday. That was one of, I mean, you can't ask for more. That was a top performance from a young boy coming from the academy. But how much are we gonna see him this season? That's the question. Do you trust him enough? Do you remember the game against Bournemouth when Semenyo go through him just in a blink of
Yeah.
eye? And we all saw the criticism that came after
Mate,
that
can I
goal.
say, but
So
Josh, right? Like, I know he ain't perfect, right? But
yeah,
I do think he's got the ability to be our best centre back at the club. Unless you're counting Reece James in that, obviously, because the reason why I'm going to say that is because I'm not saying he necessarily is now, but I'm also not saying he necessarily isn't because Lacroix, yes, he was fantastic today, which we're definitely talking about more in a bit, but obviously we don't really know how he's going to turn out. We got good signs, yesterday, but Josh, right, on his day, is by far the best centre back at this club, not including Reece James. If you call him a centre back, whatever you want to say, he by far is on his day. But the issue is, not only does he not have enough chance to improve himself, not only do I get a bit of a feeling he's a bit inconsistent, but he doesn't get given a chance.
yeah, like I said, I mean, when you're growing up as a player, you all learn through your journey. When you look at Van Dijk came from, definitely went through all this process, and he went to Southampton where he could develop his game and got signed by Liverpool. So you've got to trust them enough. But during that process, you've got to realize as well that they're going to be making a massive, massive error. They're going to be a problem, when they were trying to build themselves and, become that player that you want. But yeah, like you said, obviously, to me, I believe he deserves a chance. But the problem is, does Alonso trust him enough to start him week in, week out?
Fair enough. So, mate, you said that very well. Yeah, no, you're right. But if we can trust him week in, week out, we just don't know. But Look, I guess we'll find out, right? I was upset not to see Palestra playing yesterday because in pre-season
He's impressed. He has
he looks
impressed.
like the Italian Marcus Alonso. He's Italian, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, Italian. Yeah, of
I was a
course.
bit
Yeah.
worried for a sec. I was like, am I gonna, oh? I was like, I'm gonna offend a whole like entire nation and not even mean to. But yeah,
He
mate,
is.
he is one of the best Italian players I've been aware of at Chelsea, and he hasn't even played a Premier League game. Well, at least that's what he looks like in pre-season.
To be fair,
Because
he was voted the best Serie A defender, I think, 2 years running,
yeah,
or
fair
just
enough.
last. It was one of them, but yeah, that's the reason why we signed him.
Yeah, no, exactly. I wasn't a big fan of the signing because I think the owners stop signing really young players constantly. But actually, mate, I'm someone that I would rather be proven wrong, and he does well, obviously.
Mm.
Pardon me. So look, I think that he's going to do really well in a Chelsea shirt. Obviously, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
But next one. Next thing I'm gonna talk about. So I need to get it up. Before we get into this bit, make sure you smash like and subscribe. Sub to my channel, Chelsea Till I Die TV, or as I like to say, our channel. It's a channel for the Chelsea fans and people that just like having a laugh. Sub to Karshi's channel, Blues Fan TV. Quick QR code. And sub to Yosef's channel. Another QR code coming up. There you go. So you know what? The next thing I want to talk about is Morgan Rogers. And I know that you said because you done a fan cam on the channel, Karshi, right?
Yeah.
You did, right? So I know you spoke about that you want to sort of focus on Cole Palmer because how good he looks. But I do want to talk about first, if you don't mind. Morgan Rogers. No, screw that. This whole attack. Is this the best attack in the Premier League? And will this be the best attack in the Premier League?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's too early to judge. It's too early to judge. We saw a very, very good attacking minded trio last night. That doesn't mean they are the best in the Premier League. You
No,
know,
I'm not,
we've
but
got
I'm
to,
just,
yeah,
but
yeah.
but
So where we are right now is we've got something to look forward to. We've got something to say, wow, we're
yeah,
confidence going into games, even when it's difficult. We always need to remember that this is Premier League. This is Premier League. Nobody is joking in the Premier League. If you're
no,
doing well, there's some people that are being paid to just monitor what you're doing. That's why you can see it's not famous in the Premier League where they talk more about a set piece coach and where you cannot hear in La Liga or any other top league in the world. So the Premier League is so intense where the people get paid just to watch the game and look for a solution. You know what I'm trying to say? We've
yeah, but
seen the
that's not just in
trio.
the Premier League, though.
Yeah, we've seen the trio working out in La Liga so many times, Messi. But what I'm saying is Premier League is a different atmosphere. I could say and I could confirm we've got a very good three player out there that could do different things. And we've seen it yesterday. That goal from Palmer was exceptional. We saw the connection. We saw a lot of good things, a lot of things that you can look into and say, wow, this is great. But in my own opinion, we have to be patient. We need to look how these guys are going to work together in the next 2, 3, 4 games. How they're going to connect. That's the main thing, And the most important is I think there's a great connection between them. They love each other. They want to play together, And then for me, Morgan Rogers, I think is the key between these three players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Bringing in Morgan Rogers makes it more solidified. I mean, make it more visible that these guys can do a lot of things. And we can see yesterday, you can hardly define where these three guys are playing yesterday. Morgan Rogers can be on the left, Palmer can be on the right, Morgan can fall back to the right, Pedro can be on the right sometimes, Palmer can be in the middle, and that's what
yeah,
you want. You want a different flexibility of play where the defenders will be so confused. They don't know where you're going, they don't know what you're going to do next, and that's how you can get so many dynamic goals like we did yesterday, because I do believe that the defenders, especially the Palmer goal, they were so confused. They don't know where the ball is going, So they naturally, in my own opinion, believe Joao Pedro is going to cut in and shoot, and they
Fair
left
enough.
Palmer
I just
for
say
him to, yeah. So
no.
yeah,
Yeah, no. What you said is completely fair enough. Obviously, we don't want to get too much, but what we can say is on paper, right? Like Kashi said, we don't know how this season's gonna go. We don't know if our attack's gonna be the best or the worst in the Premier. But what we can say is on paper. So I'm gonna go through every Premier League team, and I want you guys to stop me when you think that these guys have a better attack than us. So we're gonna start off with Brighton, Brentford, Leeds, Newcastle, Sunderland, Aston Villa, Manchester United, Spurs, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City. I've gone through all of them. Do you think on paper we have a better attack?
A more fluid one.
A more fluid. But what would you say?
Yes.
But yeah.
How they work together, 100% yes. But
Yeah.
Arsenal and City come really close.
Yeah. Do you know, I understand what you mean, because obviously Man City have the best striker. But Arsenal, is there anyone in their attack that really, really scares you?
I know Saka's been poor.
No, not really. Saka, I don't find him scary at all. I think Trossard's more of a dangerous player than Saka. I think,
He's
like,
gone. But
yeah, I know,
remember,
exactly.
there's
My point.
Saka. Yeah, forget Gyökeres. Forget him.
21 goals in this Prem.
But funny, it's mad when Arsenal fans actually say they prefer Havertz up front than Gyökeres.
But people, like, I know Chelsea fans don't want to admit this, and I know Arsenal fans, they don't even want to either. Havertz is a world-class striker. He is. He's a baller. No, he is. He is. Let's stop pretending. He is. Like, he's a very, very good striker. I don't blame them
Good
for winning.
striker, but not world class.
And I think he works for Arsenal perfect. I think he's on the brink of being world class. Because, like, he's like Roberto Firmino like Bobby Firmino, like, in a lot of ways. I don't know if you get what I mean.
But Firmino scored a lot more goals.
In an average season. But I think he works well for Arsenal. I think
saying that, he had Mane and Salah to help him.
If Arsenal had a really, really elite left winger, then
Zolis might become that, but you don't know.
You need to watch out.
He looked what, mate.
You need to watch out for Toulouse. This lad is a very good winger. He's a very good winger. He went 21 games.
He got 24 assists, I'm pretty sure, in the Belgian league.
Yeah, he went 22 games with consistent GA. So you need to watch out for him as well. He's a very good guy.
No, do you know what, mate? Like, I do heavily disagree. I think yes, he's done well in Belgium, but when
24 assists is crazy, though.
Yeah, I know. When he was at Norwich, how many assists did he get? This is going to be a fun Google. How many did Zolis get in the EPL? So, in the Premier League, he had 0 assists. I know, obviously, Club Brugge, he's gone and done absolutely brilliant. But if you want to talk about Premier League quality,
so what I was saying earlier was
he played in the Champions League, though, didn't he?
Before the game against Coventry, he has either been scoring or making an assist in the last 24 games that he has played.
Yeah, but
this is a very, very good record, And when you watch, if you look at the game against Coventry, he's a very, very good player. He really, really impacted that game. I think no Arsenal fan will rather talking about missing Trossard, or they just want the guy to stay fit because he's good enough to play. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I do really agree that we've got, let's say, one of the best attacking trio in the Prem right now.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't be carried away because they all scored goal yesterday. We need to look at what we can do in the first 4 or 5 games. Then we can come back and say, look, yeah, these guys. Because if you want to talk about on paper, Palmer has not even scored so many goals or assists in the last 5, 6, 7 games, or even 10 games. So the only guy that is topping the list there is JP, and Morgan has also done some few things before the end of the season. Couldn't do much in the World Cup as well. So that's just my point.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, well, as I said, like with Havertz, briefly going back to that. Yes, he's not he's obviously, I wouldn't call him a world-class goal scorer like that, but I think that he offers a lot in an attack. I think, in fact, he's so much better at Arsenal than he was at Chelsea.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, yeah.
but even still, at Chelsea, weren't bad. People just want to. By the way, I hate Havertz. By the way, I hate Havertz more than both of you combined.
Well,
Sorry.
why would you hate us?
No. Sorry to come across arrogant, but I do. But
Yeah.
But you can't, because my opinion on Enzo. I think if you go against the badge, yeah, I don't like you. Right, I'll be honest. And
talking about talking about Harvard, we all know on his days when he's having a good game, he's always, especially scoring those critical goals, those goals that leads to either winning something or putting the team forward. And he's a good goal scorer. He's a good goal scorer on his day. But in my own opinion, you can't still compare him with JP as well. JP is a little bit ahead of him, in my own opinion. He's a very good striker, and I think it might only take time for Gyökeres to come back and take his place, because Gyökeres is a proper striker. You only need time to adapt with the Premier League and know what to do at the right time. He's a goal scorer, scored a lot of goals in, Sporting, or where did he came from. So I think it's just a matter of time. If he's able to, get into that space, he might be pushing Havertz away from that space.
Yeah.
But
can I just say though, I get just quick, okay, I get what you're saying, but I think comparing João Pedro and comparing Kai Havertz is like comparing Aguero and Firmino. It's two different things, not necessarily based on quality, because obviously João Pedro is a better goal scorer. There's obviously it goes without saying, right? And if I had a button where I could swap João Pedro and Havertz, you know what I'd say?
No.
Absolutely no chance.
No,
I'd say
no. That's not part of the conversation, no.
I'd say get out of me, I'll you creep. But I just think that why would we compare two completely different players? Because but if you put João Pedro in Arsenal's team, I equally don't think he'd necessarily do as well. Potentially. There's an argument to be made there, right? So we've seen, the thing is, what we've seen with João Pedro at Chelsea, right? He is a proper number 9. I know a lot of people were critical and they were like, he's an actual proper number 9, he's done this, he's done that at Brighton.
That goal yesterday was a number 9's finish.
Exactly. We've got the best attacker.
Absolutely, yeah.
On paper, at least, we've got by far the best attack in the league. Arsenal and Man City are looking up to us. They're begging to be us. They're praying, can we be at Chelsea's attacks level? They are praying. They're on their knees, mate. Trust me.
Wow.
But what we need to do is we need to see them front three playing together. We need to get a new winger. Imagine we got that, I don't know. Do you know Rafael Guerreiro?
Guerreiro?
Yeah, not him, but the sort of player like Guerreiro is. Someone who's on that left midfield, who's good defensively, but is also really good attacking. Someone that can complement that front three properly, and next season we're winning the treble. We are. It's because Morgan Rogers, right? Cole Palmer, best mates since they were young. Fantastic players. Joao Pedro, good. And they're not, them three, none of them are world class players necessarily. Maybe. But none of them, like Havertz, he's on the brink. These guys are slightly above Havertz, so slightly closer to world class, right? None of them
Well,
are
obviously, yeah.
but they're a world class attacking threat. Fair enough? Because
Yeah.
they complement each other so well. So, Real Madrid, Barcelona, your attack ain't as good as us, and PSG's and all. I'm telling you, matter of fact. You're not.
You could probably argue PSG. PSG, I think PSG's better at the moment.
Well, not on paper, no, because PSG's are good, but they don't.
They're two-time Champions League winners back to back.
Yeah, I know, but we're saying on paper at the moment. Because but think about it, right? And I don't just like saying things for clicks, and this ain't that. Before anyone comments that, right? Because I understand what you're saying, but I think that them three complement each other better. Because I think PSG at some point soon are going to be very predictable. And because of PSG winning 2 Champions Leagues in a row, and because their style of play, I personally think that in 1 or 2 years they're going to be very easy to play.
No, but like when you said that though, Jacob, about like they're going to be figured out, Arsenal figured them out to a certain point.
No, they did exactly my point.
Yeah, Spurs in is it last season when they played in the Super Cup? You know,
yeah.
Spurs
Spurs
figured them
figured
out.
them out.
It wasn't just they just wasn't able to go legs to legs until 90 minutes with PSG. If not, they probably would have won that game. I think they were 2-0 up, I think, or is it 1-0 up in the Super Cup against PSG. They played really well with Thomas
Spurs went
Frank.
2-0 up. Spurs went 2-0 up.
I remember, right? Do you know where I was? Ironically, after when I saw that Arsenal lost the Champions League, I was just going for a walk right next to a castle, the biggest castle in my local area. Well, kind of castle, yeah. Do you know, like, what's it called in London? The Alexandra Palace. It looks a bit like that. And I was right next to a castle. I should have gone into that castle, climbed all the way to the top of it, and put a big Chelsea flag on top. Because, look, Arsenal fans but we've won 2 European trophies, right? We won 2 European trophies before PSG.
Arsenal will never get to that.
We won 2 European trophies before PSG even won one. We've won a bigger variety of European trophies than Real Madrid and Barcelona and any other club. So, yes, we have.
Well, we've won every single trophy that there is to win, but I think Real Madrid have done that as well.
No, they haven't. Technically not. They're a bigger club, no doubt.
They haven't won the Conference League, but
exactly. And have
they? Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
But technically, have they won the new version of the Club World Cup? Technically not. So, look, I'm not saying Chelsea is the biggest club in the world, but by any means, I'm not saying it's not a combined 11 of the whole world that any Chelsea players get in, because they probably don't. But I just want people to understand how big of a club that we are, and how a fluid attack is going to proper cook with.
Yeah.
Fair enough, right? Last couple of things I want to say about the game. Gonzalo Garcia for Fulham got a goal, which was a fairly nice goal. Palmer got in his scored early, which is what we like to see. In the second half, when I didn't see the goal and then came in, all I could hear was Palmer again, Palmer again, Palmer again. Ole. Oh, that was quality. The old Xabi Alonso chants were going. The Morgan Rogers chant was going. Do you want to have
apparently it took 51 minutes or so for the Xabi Alonso chant to come out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I thought I heard it before the game started a little bit. I'm pretty sure I did.
Wow. So, I've had a source tell me that that's when it started.
You know, some Chelsea thing put, we've got Lincoln up in the second round of the League Cup.
We've got Luton.
Exactly. No, exactly. They accidentally put Lincoln Town. Oh, I feel really bad because he's got a really good source as well. But look, boys, anything else you want to say?
I'm surprised we haven't spoken about a certain goalkeeper, Robert
Oh, yeah, we'll
Sanchez.
talk about that. Yeah. So Robert Sanchez. Now I'm gonna get hate for saying this. He definitely did not have a good game, but I think people need to relax a bit. I know he didn't have a good game. I know he was arguably at fault for 2 of the goals. I'm more towards 1, but like he was shocking, no denying. But you're telling me that but you blame Robert Sanchez for everything, but you don't talk about Levi Colwill.
I'm not saying I'm blaming Sanchez for everything, but
Well,
he's the reason we conceded that first goal, wasn't it?
What was the first goal again? I can't remember. What one was
Josh King.
Just
Sanchez
came,
should have saved it.
just a direct ball facing the goalkeeper from a long distance. You know,
Oh,
look, I think if I'm right, yesterday was his 100th appearance. I don't know if I'm right or not. I think it was his 100th appearance for Chelsea, and what I'm really concerned about is the game we played yesterday is just like a final, in my own opinion. This is a Premier League game where you want to, you are hunger to play after 2-3 months. You want to get a 3 point. You know what I'm saying? Fresh legs,
Yeah.
fresh atmosphere. You want to connect again with the fans. You don't want that situation where fans will start having a doubt about you. Sanchez has been one of the players that have given us tough time in the last 2 seasons. I've been in Matthew Harden loads of times when fans just lose confidence in him and fans start making decisions for him. And you know what I'm saying? Shoot, kick, pass, and a lot of things. I think by now he should have realized himself. Look, last season or a season before, Sanchez had 6 big errors that leads to goal
at
to
least
Chelsea.
I heard
At
7, but
least 6. So that's a bad reputation that he should have worked on by now. You know what I'm saying? That
yeah,
goal is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. That first goal is a disgrace.
yeah.
If we are serious enough and want to win something this season,
He's
look,
got to go.
we need to change goalkeeper. I'm telling you, we shouldn't go into this
Have
season
we
with
loaned Mike
Robert
Henderson?
Sanchez.
No.
He's still there.
He's number
Still there.
he's number 2. But what? But
So
I know,
Carney
I know
said,
he's young, and they
yeah,
don't want to expose him. But if you're being really ambitious, you give him a go against Luton. And if you see something that you
obviously, yeah,
definitely
100%. I think he should start against Luton. I'm not seeing anyone starting ahead of him. I think he's gonna start against Luton. But my point is, what are we going? What's our ambition this season? Are we just gonna be there and think probably just work hard and qualify for Champions League, or we want to go all out there and get everything possible? Because
win
there's
a
a loophole
yeah,
around,
exactly.
the top 6. There's a
Like,
massive possibility if we stick to everything, we might probably will be winning the league. So yeah,
yeah, a lot of people have been saying this. We can't win the Premier League with Sanchez in goal. So it's a question of what is your ambitions? Do you just want to qualify for Champions League, or do you want to win the league? If those people that want to win the league, I'm sorry, but Sanchez is not that goalkeeper. You get a Diogo Costa or a Mike Maignan to do that.
Do you know what?
do you
I'm gonna
know?
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah,
One sec, Carson. I'm gonna say what you said in a more blunt way. If you want to go and win a Premier League title, chop chop. Stop being lazy. Go on. You need to go and sign a new goalkeeper. The reason why we need to
yeah.
sign a new goalkeeper is because, well, Sanchez just ain't good enough. He's all right. Like he's all right, but you
Top
don't
4.
really.
If you want to get
No,
top
you
4,
can't you
then
can't win the
you
league
can
with
put.
a.
If you want,
Do
mate,
you
if we
do you
want top four,
know?
go on.
Yeah, do you know how good Aaron Ramsdale was before Raya was brought in? Do you know how good he was? But it's just a goalkeeper that can lead Arsenal to win the league. Simple.
They
And he went for
realize
a
that.
No,
good goal.
They realize
no,
that.
They
I'm not even gonna.
realized.
Partially,
Yeah, so
I'm gonna slightly disagree with you then because he probably could have gone and potentially won a league with Ramsdale, but they thought, no, I want to do better.
I don't
That's
think so because he had some really bad games where Ateta was let down. You know,
I'm
during I
telling you
think
now,
last
Aaron
two seasons.
Ramsdale is
Yeah,
one of the most underrated goalkeepers this country's ever seen. He's very
yeah.
underrated. I'm not saying he's one of the best. He's definitely not. But if you said to me now, I know he's the relegation king and all that, but I think Aaron Ramsdale would do better at Chelsea than Robert Sanchez. I'm telling you that now.
I'd say
Because
yes when
Robert
he
Sanchez,
was in the
in my
top of his
opinion,
game.
Aaron Ramsdale ain't really done a foot wrong in his career. Not many.
I think when he was on top of his game, when he was number one for Arsenal, probably. But right now, playing for Southampton or where is he playing now?
Yeah, you're
I
I
don't
don't
probably
think
even
it's a
know
good
where he's
fit for
playing.
us. We need someone with a good profile. You know, we need someone that really understand the game, that really understand what we're playing. We're playing three at the back now. We need a goalkeeper
Koshi, do you
that
want me
knows
to just
three.
understand? Can I just say,
Yeah,
sorry, I keep interrupting you. I have been really rude.
no worries. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Bye-bye. The thing is though, I think they want Mike Penders for next season. I think that's the plan. So what we need to ideally do is we go and sign like a Testegen, or not Testegen, but someone like that for a year, like an old goalkeeper, elite goalkeeper for a year, on a year-long contract. Maybe is there anyone at Saudi? Any good Saudi goalkeepers playing out in Saudi? But we need to go and sign a goalkeeper for 1 year.
Like Emmanuel Neuer.
I mean, I'm not
Nah,
complaining.
I don't think he's gonna leave Bayern
I'm
Munich.
not
No, no
complaining.
way.
I
No,
wouldn't
not
be
seeing him leaving.
complaining.
Yeah.
But do you know
So,
what?
someone, I was having a conversation with someone. I can't remember who it
Why
was.
not?
Someone
Why
said
not
they'd
bringing
rather
in
take David De
Martinez?
Gea over Sanchez.
No, that's far away from Florentina to
No, I
Chelsea
mean,
is
to
a
be
big,
fair, the
massive
hair on
difference,
his
man.
day, the hair on his
The
Nah,
day,
Gea on his day weren't that bad, you know.
no, he wasn't.
I
The
think I
hair on
think
his
the
day,
right choice. I think
mate,
the
the
right
hair
choice
on
for
his
us
day is
now.
probably would be the best keeper in the league.
Oh,
On his
absolutely,
day,
he's a very
in his
good
prime
stopper.
on his
I
day.
think what we're missing from Sanchez is what De Gea has the most. Is a good stopper. Unbelievable goalkeeper. But at this point, I think Martinez is the best option for us at the moment. Martinez. Just get him from Aston Villa for a very cheap, very small amount of money, and just let him come in and make that difference for a year. He's a World Cup winner. He's a two-time World Cup finalist. He's done it several times for Aston Villa. If we can get someone like that for a year, that's gonna be good. I'll keep Sanchez as well. Let's have so many competition there, and maybe next season, Pendas will be ready to kickstart.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you said. Right, boys. All right, we'll end it there. I was gonna say, what's your score predictions, but we can't do that for the day after, can we? Right, Joseph, where can they find you? Oh,
Oh, yeah. Cheers. Thank you, Jacob, for having me on as always. You can find me at Yosef's Chelsea Blues right there. Yeah, that's my YouTube channel. Yeah, and scan that QR code. And yeah, I'm on all socials: TikTok, Instagram, and X. So yeah, follow me on there. And also, the Chelsea Circle, the Football Circle. I'm part of that part of those two podcasts as well. So you can catch me on there as well.
right. Kashi, where can they find you?
Yes, guys, you can find our channel Blues Fan TV everywhere on socials. Just go on there, type Blues Fan TV. It's gonna pop up. Yeah, the channel for the fans, for everyone. Yeah, Blues Fan TV.
Yeah, also you can scan this QR code for Blues Fan TV as well. I've put the other QR code earlier on when I asked Yosa when to show his where you can find him. So there was a QR code for his TikTok and his YouTube there. And you can find me on this channel. You can find me on Chelsea Fan TV. You can find me on Blues Fan TV. And you can find me on anything proper Chelsea. So there we go. I might be joining one of Kashi's streams later, potentially at 10 p.m. So if you want to see me there, obviously we need to confirm everything first, but maybe have a look. And sub to his channel anyway. He's a proper legend. Right, everyone, thanks for joining. Smash the like button and subscribe. Again, make sure you check out everyone else's socials. And well, in a bit.
Up the Chelsea.
Up
Up the
the
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Thanks, boys, for joining.